Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today is not going to be our typical video. Well, not really. We're not going to be opening any boxes. We're not going to be looking at any Harry Potter related items, but we will be having some Harry Potter related tea. But most of all, I want to sit and have a serious conversation with you all. And I think it would be really nice to have it over some tea. So, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's a serious conversation in a serious time right now. It goes hand in hand, right? And I think, in order to spread awareness, I'd like to share with you some of my story. And, of course, share some tea with you as well. Welcome to my channel. My name's Corinne. So, over the last year, I have gotten a menagerie of teas from Geek Gear boxes, and I absolutely love them. I've only actually tried a couple of them, and today I want to try a couple more with you while we have our very serious mental health conversation. Unfortunately, Geek Gear doesn't make these teas anymore, and it's kind of one of the reasons that I haven't actually gotten their boxes in a couple of months. So, wicked bummer, but I'm super excited to try these with you guys today and have a great conversation. So the tea I'm actually sipping right now is King Cross tea. I will not be able to tell you what box I got this in. I'm very, very sorry about that. I am going to add a picture on the screen because a lot of these teas are absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And you just have to see it for yourselves. So this is King Cross tea. It is actually a smoky black tea infusion. And the ingredients are black tea, oolong tea, and cornflower petals. And this is actually, a very pretty tea. I actually see some beautiful purple flowers in there, as well as some yellow flowers and that black signature tea as well. We're going to be trying a lot of teas today, so I actually pre-made the teas, so some of them are not as hot as I would like. I do love my tea piping hot. Some of them are going to be pretty room temperature, which is totally fine with me. I really just want to share the flavor with you guys and have something to wet my whistle. So this smoky black tea is obviously exactly like it sounds. It is a black tea. That's what it tastes like, but you do absolutely get that smoky flavor. I'm not a huge fan. Maybe if I added a little bit of something sweet, maybe some honey or something like that, I would like it better. I have not added anything to any of these teas. I want to taste them for what they really are. But that's, it's really not bad. It is just kind of a black tea, and it's got a little bit of a smoky aftertaste kind of to it. So I don't even know where to start. So I have this thing. It's kind of weird. It's a weird thing. It's an odd thing, but it's not. I know I'm not the only one. When I am not feeling 100%, and I'm not talking about being sick or ill, I'm talking about if I'm depressed or really anxiety ridden or panicky, I tend to lose motivation. I can't find that motivation or effort or strength to really do anything, let alone things I enjoy, especially things I enjoy. And during these times, when I lose that motivation, when I feel this way, I will shut down. I will barely be able to make it through a work day. My muggle job. Oh, new cup, new tea. I am drinking the Cornish Pixie tea, and it is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to put a picture up here on the screen. The tea leaves, there's so many colors in there, some purple, some yellows, greens. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. And this is a blueberry blossom infusion tea. And folks, it is delicious. It is super fragrant when you first open the bag, but upon brewing the tea, it tastes just as good as it smells. The ingredients in this are apple pieces, rosehip peel, citrus peel, hibiscus, butterfly pea flower, lemongrass, lemon balm, blackberry leaves, blueberries, cornflower, and mallow blossoms. So I just stopped doing things during this shutdown phase. I don't lay in bed all day. I don't shut out the world. But it's like I blindly go through life, get through my day. And it takes a toll. Everything suffers from it. When I feel this way, you know, you're not giving 100% to your job, even though you might get through your job day, your work day. You're not giving 100% to your loved ones or relationships. Not giving 100% to yourself, which is so unfair. And everything suffers. Your priorities, your responsibilities, your hobbies, the things you love. It all suffers during that time. My priorities become basic, and I can't, no. I have a hard time concentrating on anything, especially things I love to do. My hobbies, the things I enjoy. And when I'm in that state, procrastination sets in. And of course, the longer I avoid things, the longer I procrastinate, the longer I push things off and I'm in this kind of shutdown phase, the harder it is to start things back up. I have so many videos, so many, that I've taped and edited to practically completion. And they will never probably see the light of day. They just won't. These moments in my life are completely unpredictable. They come and they go without really any warning. And I feel like the last 6 months, at least, have been so bad. So bad. I've struggled with it. I absolutely have struggled with this the last 6 months. So where does it come from? Like I said, it's unpredictable. When I get stressed, maybe, you know, a lot of stress at work, maybe in my relationship and family, loved ones, whatever, this can absolutely come on. I can get into that shutdown phase. I think what happens is I give myself pretty high expectations. And I'm pretty hard on myself when I don't meet those expectations. Sometimes I will absolutely convince myself that what I do, things that I've started, are just so stupid. And I'm absolutely guilty of worrying about what other people think of me. I consider myself a very confident person, but during these times, that confidence is nowhere to be found at all. So when I get this way and I fall into that dark place, that dark hole, it takes some time, right? It takes sometimes a lot of time, a long time. And I found a lot of support from loved ones, friends, and family to help me back up, brush off, and shove me to keep on walking. It also takes, I think, some sort of understanding and strength within your own self to be able to pull and climb out of that deep, dark space, that negative energy that we sometimes surround ourselves in, it takes us to be able to recognize that we are in that place. And sometimes the strength to ask for help, to ask for that support. I think that having a network of people, having connections is super important. And unfortunately, I know that not everyone has that. And that needs to be talked about. That definitely needs to be a main point in today's day and age. I need another tea. By the way, what I was just drinking now was delicious, but this was the Wolfsbane tea, and it is a Moroccan mint green tea. And the ingredients are very simple, just green tea and peppermint. And it was super, super refreshing after having that fruity tea the last time. And this tea is nothing really in particularly fancy about it or anything like that. It is just looks like a normal green tea, but it does smell oh so minty. It's very fragrant, and of course, the flavor goes right along with it. So I made myself another tea. This is Free Elf tea, I believe. It's an apple lemon infusion. It's a very fragrant tea. I definitely smell the lemon in it. And it is another absolutely beautiful tea. Look at all those pieces in there. That is just so, so pretty. It really makes me want to have one of those tea cups that's very clear and you can actually see the tea inside. But it is absolutely beautiful. So this is an apple lemon infusion, like I said, and the ingredients are apple, hibiscus, rosehip shells, citrus peel, and flavorings. And again, it's just a splendid tea. Back to what I was saying. Of course, there are moments of clarity. There's periods of time where I absolutely don't care what people think of me. I just go out and do my thing because I enjoy doing it. In those moments, I'm sure you guys will all agree, when you feel like that, it's just bliss. And then on the flip side, there are moments of crippling negative self-talk, right? Where we talk ourselves down and we're so hard on ourselves. And for myself, it's if I don't hit certain expectations in my own mind, for me, it's detrimental. Self-destroying. I also struggle with having control and order of things. Everything. Practically everything in my life. It's a coping strategy that I've developed since I was young, was trying to control everything. And I've learned over the years that it is extremely unhealthy and absolutely impossible. Nothing, if anything, can be controlled. People can't be controlled, relationships can't be controlled, environments can't be controlled. There's so many variables out there that makes things out of someone's control. In fact, I feel most life events, of course, can be guided, but really can't be controlled. Life has a way of throwing a curveball, a niche, a barrier, an obstacle in your way. And it's how we respond to that situation. So that was a pretty hard truth to swallow when I realized that I couldn't control anything, pretty much. It really was. And it was really this grandiose idea thinking that I could absolutely control things. But after failing so many times and really setting myself up for disaster, for failure, I learned that it was impossible to control life, a lot of things. And it was a hard truth, like I said, to swallow. A few years back, I definitely struggled with that, and I tried my hardest. And there are a few things that I still do to this day to kind of create order and calm in my life, I guess you could say. But a few things that I can control that is not really affecting anyone else and not affecting me negatively, at least I don't think. Oh, by the way, this is Time Turner tea, a passion fruit infused a blend. It is super fragrant. I think passion fruit is absolutely one of my favorite fragrances out there, as well as flavors. This tea is absolutely beautiful. The ingredients in it are white tea, coconut chips, sweet blackberry leaves, rose petals, cornflower petals, marigold petals, and sunflower petals. And again, can you see how gorgeous this tea is in the picture that I'm putting up on the screen? It is just absolutely gorgeous. And let me tell you, so fruity. That's absolutely what I can taste. That is that passion fruit, and it is spot on. It tastes just like passion fruit. I am in love with this tea. So back to that moment where in my life where I realized I cannot control everything. I, started controlling and creating order within my own life, within things that I could control and create order in. So, for example, and again, I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm going to be dating myself right now, but I remember when the Harry Potter books came out. I remember waiting for that next release of that next book, that new book, and it was thrilling. One, it was absolutely thrilling, but also I would, of course, purchase the book right away. I would absolutely stand in line, get the book right away as soon as it came out on the shelves at Barnes & Noble. However, I would have to, absolutely have to, read the entire series from book one to whatever book that just came out, again, before I started that new book. Even to this day, I can't pick up, the Deathly Hallows just to read it. I have to start with book one, and then it has to be a book marathon. Absolutely same thing goes with the movies. I can't just pop in Goblet of Fire because, let's say, it's my favorite movie, because I need to start with the first one. I can't just pop that in. I know. It's weird. It's a very, very weird, quirky thing that I have. But you know what? It's not harming anyone, and it causes much comfort and calmness in my life. And that goes with any movie. I can't watch a sequel to a movie without watching the first one again. It actually drives my boyfriend nuts. And I don't blame him. I really don't. Sometimes it absolutely drives me nuts, but it gives me comfort. I really like to do it. Could I watch the sequel without watching the first one? Yes. Yes, I can. Does it make me uncomfortable? Absolutely. But I can do it. But those are just some small things that I really still hold on to in order to kind of create that calmness in my life and resolve that kind of order and control issue that I definitely suffer with. And of course, that's just a small glimpse of how that control and order issue really dictates my life. Those are funny examples, really, and really not too serious of examples, but it does come down, at the end of the day, that sometimes that control and order issue really does affect what I do in my life. So, for example, like I said before, I have so many videos that will not see the light of day because I didn't hit my expectation on them. I either didn't finish them when I wanted to finish them. They didn't go according to plan. And, so I just ditch it. And I don't go back to it very rarely. In those moments, I can explain to you exactly what happens to me. So let's say I'm doing an unboxing and I don't get that unboxing video out in time or when I wanted to. Here comes the skyrocketing anxiety. Here comes the panic. Here comes the guilt of not being able to get out the video and commence the shutdown phase. And then I stop doing everything. I really absolutely avoid everything. And this again trickles through the rest of my life. And I could avoid for days or months or years. And I could give up on things and never, ever go back to them. And it destroys me. Sorry, I needed a new tea. This is actually Phoenix Tears tea, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a sparkling peach white tea, and it tastes oh so good. So let me throw a picture up here on the screen for you. It is, again, absolutely gorgeous tea. You see all the different colors in there, and it is super, super fragrant. I absolutely love it. The ingredients are white tea, peach pieces, apple pieces, grapes, and sunflower petals. And you can actually see the little tiny pieces of fruit in there, and it just makes for this, oh, this tea is just absolutely heavenly. So what was I saying? So, it destroys me, right? Sometimes walking away from things during that shutdown, right? During that phase where I'm in that black hole, I feel that in order to not dwell on it, in order for me to not really get hounded down and fall deeper into that black hole, that's my defense mechanism, is walking away. I never intentionally mean to walk away for as long as I do, but of course, once you avoid it for so long, like I said, it's hard to start back up again. In my mind, walking away, stopping something that I've started, even if it's just temporary, is essentially quitting. And I hate that I think like that. I hate that I consider myself a quitter if I need to just take a break from things. But what tends to happen is the longer I take a break, sometimes I don't start them back up. And there's where it happens. There's where I fall into that hole and I am, quote unquote, a quitter in my own head. In my own head. Sometimes I absolutely go back to things, start them back up, and enjoy them all over again. But when I don't, here comes that negative self-talk. I'm sure a lot of us have gone through that depression, that guilt, right? When you don't hit those expectations of yourself, when I don't get out a video, or I don't perform the way I want to perform in any given situation, there's that disappointment, there's that letdown, there's that guilt of not giving it your all, of not completing it. That guilt, I guess, of not accomplishing, not succeeding. It's a wee bit hard to explain, and I'm trying my best. So, you know, when you go through that guilt and walk away in avoidance stage, it stays with me. When I give up something, I quit on something, or I even pause for an extended period of time, it stays with me. And it can be crippling, absolutely debilitating at times. And of course, the longer I avoid, the more terrible I feel, and so on and so forth. And it is just this vicious, vicious cycle. And it's hard. It's hard to pick yourself back up and start again. My history has showed me that it is very easy to walk away. I'll eventually get over the guilt. I'll eventually get over my disappointment in myself, and I'll find something else to occupy myself. But does it really go away? I don't think so. I think about past things that I haven't gone back to, and oh man, I still get that like gut-wrenching feeling about it. I got another tea. I don't really think I can drink any more tea, but I'm gonna try. So this tea is actually liquid luck tea, and it is a caramel infusion, and oh my goodness, it smells incredible. So the ingredients in this tea, it's black tea, sweet nut brittle pieces, yum, which just include hazelnuts and sugar, cocoa nibs, flavoring, and vanilla flavoring. And you can actually see the little caramel little pieces, hazelnut pieces in there. And oh, let me tell you folks, this is so good that you can absolutely smell and taste that caramel. And I have to say, I got this mug as a present for my birthday that just passed. And this tea is still very warm. It is a silver lined mug here. If I can get this off. I can't get it off or else I'm going to spill it all over myself. But it keeps it super, super insulated and super warm. And it's super awesome. And I'm not actually going to move my finger because there is a swear word on here. And I don't want to have to blur it out. So I'm going to leave my finger there. So back to the serious talk. So the control in the avoidance, that cycle, can really show its ugly head in any aspect of my life. I have abandoned countless ideas and projects in my past. I have literally allowed opportunities in relationships, professional, personal, whatever, to just slip right through my fingers because of avoidance, because of those control issues that I face. And it kind of all goes back to or leads to or whatever, like I said, vicious cycle. Me getting in that mindset of I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. No one wants to hear what I have to say. I haven't done enough in my life to be successful, to deserve success, actually. That's what it comes down to, is I feel a lot of things in my life I don't deserve to have. And unfortunately, it is truly, truly self-destroying, very self-destructive, and I honestly don't wish it on any of you. Last tea, folks, I promise. So I have struggled with anxiety attacks and panic attacks my whole life, as far back as I can remember. And as I got older, as I experienced life more, I learned to control my emotions a bit more. I learned how to respond better to my emotions, because that's really what it comes down to. It's hard to feel those raw emotions, but you need to feel them. They need to be felt. It's how you respond that really makes a difference in the way the path takes you. And at this point in my life, I'm able to rationalize a bit more. I'm not as hard on myself, but there is definitely times that it comes back and I fall into that little phase. And it's not all the time. And I feel like the older I get, less and less that I do fall into those phases. However, when I do fall into the phases, sometimes it can be a very long time. Like I've struggled for the last 6 months with this. But I'm slowly getting out of it. Essentially, I come to realize, and I constantly need to remind myself of this, that I am such a small, minute organism in this vast universe. And that really creates perspective for me. It's not going to for everyone. I get that. But for me, it does. And you know, I'm just one being with a set of experiences that have really shaped how I am today. And I'm not talking to you guys today to give advice. Absolutely not. Please do not follow in my footsteps. Please don't. But I'm talking to you guys today and sharing my story in hopes that I could possibly be relatable. To show even just one person that you're not alone. So many of us struggle with mental health issues. Undiagnosed, diagnosed, doesn't matter. It's a tough world we're living in right now, and this needs to be made aware. By the way, I am drinking my final tea, as I mentioned earlier. This is the Elixir of Life tea, and it is a orange blossom infusion, I believe. And let me tell you, it has a zing to it. Orange is absolutely one of my favorite flavors. So this probably is my favorite tea out of my entire Geek Gear tea, loose tea leaf collection. And again, this tea is absolutely gorgeous. The ingredients in here: apple, hibiscus, rosehip petals, citrus peel, and flavoring. And oh man, it is just, look at it. You can actually see the little pieces of petals and fruit in there. I love it. Okay guys, let's wrap this up. So why am I telling you guys all this? Actually, why am I? I want to be open and honest with you guys, and I want to share my story and my struggles in hopes that even one person can find comfort in knowing that they are not alone. It's okay to feel raw emotion. It's okay to struggle with it. Heck, it's even okay to shut down occasionally. It's okay to walk away. And it's absolutely okay to never look back. But just know that you are absolutely worth every success that you may encounter. Even the smallest. Even if it's just getting out of bed in the morning. Even if it's just holding yourself together for one more day. That's a success. And I'm proud of you. So some of my final thoughts along with my final tea. Besides the fact that I'm probably never going to sleep tonight with all this caffeine rushing through my veins right now. Like I said before, this is a really tough time for a lot of people right now. It's a time of uncertainty that most of us have never, ever experienced or gone through before. Many of us are experiencing emotions and stress that we've never felt before, that we've never experienced. I think it's important that we continue to support each other. I think it's important that we continue to spread kindness to one another, and that we all just really take it day by day. Because sometimes that's all you can do, even moment by moment. Okay, folks, that about wraps up my video. Enough serious talk for today. I want to thank you guys all so much for joining me. That was a serious conversation, but you know what? It needs to happen. I think more awareness needs to be brought around the whole mental health issue. Know that you're not alone. A lot of people struggle from mental health issues, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. And I know it's raw, and I know it's not Harry Potter related, and I do apologize about that. But sometimes things that are super hard to talk about need to be talked about the most. And thank you guys for joining me again today. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is anyone struggling right now? And how are you getting through your daily lives? It's definitely tough for everyone, and sometimes sharing ideas in ways that we are coping can be one of the best things. So definitely be on the lookout for some upcoming videos. I did subscribe to a couple brand new boxes I'm super excited to open with you guys. And I do have some ideas for some very new videos, not Harry Potter related, but maybe you guys would like them as well. So I'm sending you guys all tons and tons of positive and healthy vibes. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys all very soon. Bye.